Today, I am designing a custom pickguard for this Warmoth Dinkycaster body, so stick around. Hey everybody, it is Aaron at Warmoth, and this is the Warmoth Dinkycaster body. In fact, this is my personal Warmoth Dinkycaster, and you've probably seen it before in previous videos where I talked about the Van Dyke Harms Bridge or the Warmoth, or I think the Seymour Duncan P90 silencers or whatever. And I've really come to love this guitar. I play it all the time. I've recorded a bunch of songs with it. But the whole time there's been something about it that has bothered me a little bit. And before I talk about it too much, I just want to go on a little tangent. We're like 1 minute in the video and I'm going on a tangent, but besides having a background in guitar, I also have a background in graphic design. And so one of the ways that I enjoy guitar is designing guitars, making guitars that are visually or aesthetically appealing and pleasing. That's what, you know, for the Venn diagram of my interests are like guitar and graphic design, and then where they intersect, that's my sweet spot. Another thing that appeals to me is like I'm tired of wearing the official guitar uniform. You know, if you play blues, you got to have a Telecaster, or you know, if you play rock, if you're a hard rock guitar player, you got to have a Les Paul. I'm tired of those uniforms, and I like guitars. Instead, I like guitars that nobody else plays. I like to go on stage with a guitar that nobody's seen before, and they come up to you afterwards and they're like, what kind of guitar is that? I like that. Okay, so now one of the things that has bothered me about this guitar is it just looks a little too plain. And I had thought about adding a pickguard to it to give it a little bit more visual interest. I had thought maybe like a La Cabronita kind of pickguard where it came down a little bit like that. I had thought of maybe a Telly style pickguard where it came around and then went straight down. I was considering a few different kind of pickguards, and I want to go with a black guard because it's butterscotch, so I'm going to go with kind of that butterscotch black guard look. But I hadn't really thought of a pickguard design that really appealed to me. Well, one day last week, I was just kind of minding my own business, surfing around to see what the conversations were on the unofficial Warmoth forum. And the forumite there, his username is SDeegs or Steegs. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it. But he also had a Dinkycaster. He got a Dinkycaster in a sparkle finish. And he posted up a couple drawings for pickguard ideas for his, and one of them just like hit me. I'm like, that's it. I'm doing that pickguard, and it's kind of a quasi Jazzmaster or like a Don Grosh Electrojet kind of pickguard where it comes up here into kind of a shark fin shape and then down around. And I was just like, that's it. I'm doing that. Like whatever it takes, I'm getting that on my guitar. Now it's a shape that Warmoth does not cut. It's a totally custom shape. But because I have a background in graphic design, I have the capability to go into Illustrator and Photoshop and do mock-ups and stuff. And so that is exactly what I did. I took that drawing, that original drawing by SDeegs, and I put it in Photoshop, and then I used images from the Warmoth Custom Builders to create a mock-up that was a better representation of what it might look like in real life. And once I was happy with that, then I jumped over to Illustrator. And Warmoth, on every pickguard builder page on our site, Warmoth offers a downloadable PDF so that customers can check fitment on their own guitars. So I used that as the basis for my outline, and I tweaked it. You know, I took my best guess the first time through, and then I cut it out, and I checked for fitment. And it was actually a big victory, that first one, because I found out that the placement of the neck pickup was perfect. The shark fin on the top, not so much. It was a little long and pointy and not quite right. But the pickup route or the pickup hole in the pickguard was in the right place, so that was a big victory. So then I went back to Illustrator and I worked on that upper horn some more, then cut the next one out to check for fitment. And it was a big improvement. The upper horn still, it was much better, but it still wasn't quite exactly right. It still came a little too close to the inside of that upper horn. So I went back once again to Illustrator, and I put more of an arc on the inside of that upper shark fin thing. Once again, cut it out. And then I checked the third prototype for fitment, and Bing Pot. It was perfect. The pickup cutouts were in exactly the right place. The upper shark fin that goes onto the upper horn there looked right, and I was good to go. So now the question became, now that I had the perimeter all worked out, I knew that the shape was correct. The question became, how do I actually cut that out of a piece of pickguard material? Because Warmoth sells, you know, like bulk pickguard sheets for people to cut their own pickguards, but I've never done it. I don't really have the equipment to do it. I could do it by hand, but I just feel like, especially along that long curve on the upper shark fin thing, if it's not perfect, it's going to bug me. So I decided I would go to a company who specializes in cutting pickguards, and I tried a bunch. Eventually landed on MojoAxe, and I talked to Dan there, and he agreed to do it from a PDF that I sent him of that outline. So I sent all that stuff to him, and 2 weeks later, here it is. And he did change one thing. He enlarged the cutout for the P90 just a little bit to make it official Gibson size. And then he adjusted the locations of the screw holes to account for the bevel. I kind of guessed at that, but he put them in the exact right place. And, you know, just laying it on here, it looks like it fits perfectly. So let's install this thing and see what we got. And bam, here it is. I think it looks awesome. It turned out great. I couldn't be more happy with the results. And when I first did this, I reached out to several different companies. Dan at MojoAxe is the one who got back to me the quickest, and he was the one that was able to work from my computer files rather than a cutout. A lot of them wanted to actually, they wanted me to send them a paper cutout. But Dan was willing to work from my computer files, and it turned out great. I think he got it to me in a reasonable amount of time for a very reasonable amount of money, so I would definitely recommend him if you're looking for something like this. I know he sells a lot of other custom guitar parts like bridges and truss rod covers and that kind of thing. So take a look at his site if you're interested in anything like that. But as far as this pickguard goes, I couldn't be more happy. I just think it gives this guitar the little shot of adrenaline that it needed. It looks very unique now. I know there's nobody else in the world that has a guitar like this. It's completely unique, which I love. A lot of people, when they found out that I was doing this, had suggestions for a pickguard. You know, they wanted something that kind of wrapped around the volume knob there, or went all the way across with a hole for the volume knob, or they wanted this arc here to continue down to be part of this arc here. And I just don't like pickguards that are overly clever. And, you know, when you start doing wraparounds or cutouts or all that kind of stuff, it just kind of, I don't know. I mean, of course, with any visual art, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And so you may feel differently, and that's fine. You could do that on your guitar, and I can do this on my guitar, and everybody gets what they want. So that's the beauty of building your own guitar. But for me, I don't like overly clever pickguards. They just kind of ruin it for me. So anyway, again, I'm totally happy with this. If it looks a little scratched up or or you know, has marks on it, that is because I couldn't resist plugging it in and playing it the minute I got done. Pop quiz! And today's pop quiz question is, what is the first live music concert you ever attended? Mine is I went to see Judas Priest on the Defenders of the Faith tour. They played the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington. I think it was May of 1984. And at that time, like, I was a rabid Judas Priest fan, and I still am. But like at that time in my teenage years, it was Judas Priest or nothing. And I don't know what my parents were thinking. They dropped me and my friend Dave off at the Tacoma Dome in downtown Tacoma at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. And we spent the entire day, like 12 hours there. And I received an education that day. I saw some things I didn't know existed in the world. But the concert was awesome, and it's a memory I'll never forget. But I want to know your first concert, so put it in the comments below. And that is it. That is how I cut a custom pickguard shape for my Warmoth Dinkycaster body. I hope you enjoyed watching that process. I hope maybe it'll give you some ideas for a guitar that you're working on. Don't forget that Warmoth sells blank pickguard material if you want to go off-roading and do one of your own. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. If you want to know more about the Warmoth Dinkycaster body, about Seymour Duncan P90 pickups, about the Warmoth Warhead neck, or any of the other stuff Warmoth sells, we sell tools, we sell merch, we sell hardware, we sell all kinds of stuff. Go to the Warmoth website, and if you still have questions, give our customer service reps a call. And until next time, keep on picking.